Breaking news. Putin expected Trump to give him the wink before invading Ukraine, says author. According to a new interview, Russian President Vladimir Putin waited years for a wink from former U.S. President Donald Trump before Russia invaded Ukraine in full force. Former Mueller prosecutor Andrew Weissmann has stated that Paul Manafort, the former chair of the Trump campaign, and Kremlin aide Konstantin Kilimnik exchanged letters in which they discussed Putin's claim to a portion of Ukraine and expressed the belief that all that was needed was a wink from the Republican former president. With Margaret Hoover of PBS's firing line, Weissmann called this such a clear indication of what Vladimir Putin was trying to do. During special counsel Robert Mueller's investigation into Russian interference in the 2016 presidential election, Weissmann was one of Mueller's top deputies. This investigation led to the release of the Mueller report. An aggressive, multifaceted effort to influence, or attempt to influence, the outcome of the 2016 presidential election was undertaken by the Kremlin, the Senate Intelligence Committee concluded after the report was released in August 2020. According to the report, which called Kilimnik a Russian intelligence officer, former Trump campaign chairman Paul Manafort worked with Russian and Moscow-backed Ukrainian figures, including Kilimnik. Kilimnik and Manafort formed a close and lasting relationship that would endure to the 2016 U.S. elections and beyond, the report said. Manafort was later convicted of fraud and conspiracy. According to the report, Manafort discussed with Kilimnik a peace plan for eastern Ukraine that benefited the Kremlin. After the election in August of 2016, the two reportedly pursued the pro-Russia Ukraine peace plan Kilimnik had first raised with Manafort. According to the report, Manafort posed a significant counterintelligence threat due to his high-level access and willingness to share information with individuals closely affiliated with the Russian intelligence services, in particular Kilimnik. Trump has offered his opinion on the ongoing conflict in Ukraine on multiple occasions, claiming each time that he could bring an end to the fighting in less than a day. Trump suggested last month that, had he been in power during Russia's invasion of Ukraine, he would have made a deal, allowing Moscow to claim parts of the country. While discussing Russia's aggressive foreign policy on March 1 with host Sean Hannity, Trump claimed that Putin would have never done it if Barack Obama were still in office. This is before we even begin to negotiate, Trump added. I could have tried to make a deal. At worst, I could have worked out a deal with you to take over some territory that spoke Russian. Ukraine is currently being reduced to rubble by the bombing. Newsweek has emailed both the Kremlin and former President Donald Trump for comment. On the 11th of November, 2017, the leaders of the Asia-Pacific Economic Cooperation, APEC, met in Da Nang, in central Vietnam, for the annual family photo. Former U.S. President Donald Trump, R., and Russian President Vladimir Putin, L., talked as they walked toward the camera. Former Mueller prosecutor Andrew Weissmann has stated that Paul Manafort and Konstantin Kilimnik's correspondence implied that a wink from the Republican former president was necessary to make this work, referring to Russia's annexation of a portion of Ukraine.